She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
Alright, if you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
There are few as detested and as untrustworthy as Jeremy Hambley. He is Schrodinger's grifter.
I mean, right off the bat, that's a pretty negative statement to start. Again, I want to preface this by saying I've had an interview with this guy many years ago. All right, out of the blue, he kind of contacted me, said he wanted an interview, did a little bit of research, said, okay, this guy's pretty big on YouTube or whatever. Did the interview. It was essentially a softball interview. Okay, now I'm not a political guy, therefore it wasn't about politics. It was about drama and stuff, but it ended up being a decent interview, I would say, and it put me in a good light, I think. And then after that, I never really had association with him. Every once in a while, maybe over the years, I'd say hello to him or something. You know, nothing major. Never did any more content with him or anything like that. So I don't watch his content. I don't watch political content on the internet. I don't know what, obviously I know he's conservative, he's right wing, but I don't know about the quality, the reliance of his, is it reliable or not what he says? I have no clue. I'm just taking this at face value from what June the King, the documentarian, is saying. And immediately he slams him. So, okay.
Well over $1 million a year just on coffee.
Jeremy has an extensive history of fundraising for every facet of his business, but also a history of videos displaying his over $10,000 RC track with custom baseball mixed dirt, his $10,000 in trading car packs, which he opens live, and his saltwater fish tank devoid of living fish, but not of aggressive monetization.
So, is it a true statement that the issue that a lot of people have with him is that he's affluent? He obviously has money. He has all of these things that he kind of flaunts, but then he's always asking for more money. So he's not investing it well. Is that to be the major criticism here, I suppose? Okay.
Fish funeral fund.
Coverage of Jeremy's spending habits is often coupled with stories of his struggles with irritable
It's never something I denied.
Maybe it is something you should have denied. Like, no lie. Why would anyone need to know that on the internet? Like, why would anyone know that you have irritable bowel syndrome? And like for example, I made a big mistake years ago. All right. I did 100%. Out of nowhere, my foot started swelling and I took a picture of it and shared it with the internet saying, hey, does anyone know what this is? And of course, everyone's making fun of me saying, what did you do? Did you break your leg or this or that? So come to find out I had gout. Okay. So gout is a serious, ongoing thing that you can't really ever get rid of. But I shared it with the internet. I never should have. Because since then, it's been a thing. Like, I think it was 2015. So here it is, 2026. 11 years, everyone making fun of me. Phil has gout. Phil has gout, right? Now, the good news is I don't really have flare-ups or problems with it anymore. But it was a problem for many years there. I had to change my diet and everything in order to adjust so that I didn't get it anymore. Since then, I don't tell you guys anything about any medical stuff whatsoever in my life or nothing. I consider that oversharing, because if you share any of that stuff, people will just endlessly ridicule you and then try to get more information and get to the next level of information. You know what I'm saying? So how on earth did anyone find out that he had irritable bowel syndrome and that he had peed around his house? Like, huh? And then he has to say that on stream and be like, oh, well, my coping of it is that I own my house. I can pee wherever I want. I mean, I own my house. I can pee wherever I want too, but decades of grifting, and there's other alternate titles, and they all say like Schrodinger's grifter and stuff like that. Grifting, the term grifting, all right, is not in any way, shape, or form a positive term, okay? Grifting definition. Grifting is the act of obtaining money, property, or personal gain through deceit, manipulation, and confidence tricks rather than physical force. A grifter or con artist exploits trust, often using false promises or scams to trick individuals, and is characterized as a form of small-time or clever theft. Okay? So this is not, I fundraised for a project, and that's called grifting. There has to be some insinuation that there was a lie, a deceit, a thievery going on for it to be called a grift. Okay?
man drink. In a
What?
single semester, he was placed under scholastic probation as his grade point average dipped below what the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater was willing to accept.
Wow. When I was in university or college or whatever you want to call it, okay, I was there on a partial scholarship, and I had to maintain a certain GPA in order to keep going, or else they were going to get rid of my scholarship, and I couldn't afford to go anymore. And already I was working and had personal loans and things that I was paying off. But I'll admit it, I slacked off too. Like when I was in college, I honestly kind of lost faith in the education system because I busted my butt all high school, got to college just to find out the college isn't very good. Like the teachers weren't very good. I wasn't really learning. I was trying to learn coding. And this is, you know, when coding with right before the bubble burst on the whole tech industry, the computer science industry. And the teacher was atrocious. Couldn't even teach me how to code. Instead, he was just like assuming you already knew how to do it. Then what am I paying you for? Why am I coming to the university? You're supposed to be teaching me and you're not teaching me anything. Okay? So it was very bizarre. And I kind of lost my faith in caring about college, and I slacked off, and I would skip courses, and I would go drive and play competitive Street Fighter because I was into competitive Street Fighter at the time. I would go to arcades and shit instead of going to class. But even then, I maintained a decent grade point average. I still passed, you know, I think I got like maybe like B minuses, stuff like that. I still got through. I wasn't in any kind of like probation or in jeopardy of losing or being thrown out of college or anything like that.
Jeremy returned to the school to study marketing. Jeremy was refining his craft, claiming that he excelled in his marketing courses, eventually graduating with a Bachelor in Arts in Marketing in 2005 and a Master's of Business Administration in Marketing in 2007. It was this same year that Jeremy created his first YouTube channel, combining his college degrees and his experience with computers.
So wait, did it say he had a master's or did he get his bachelor's? I missed that. He got a master's degree. Okay. He's only 1 year behind me. I started university in 2000. So I got my bachelor's in 2004, but I never went for my master's. I just went right into the workforce because I couldn't afford to keep going. Like it was too expensive to keep going in money. And I was working, like I said, I had a partial scholarship, and I was working full time as well to pay for college. And after I got my 4-year degree, I was like, I can't afford to keep doing this anymore. So I just went right into the workforce and started making money. He was able to actually get his master's degree. Well, good for him. That's good for him. Fundle Mang, thanks for...
He would sell the physical tools needed for computer repair.
So in 2008, I had a full-time office job all day, 9 to 5, and I would come home and I would grind away pumping out videos of gameplay on my original Dark Side Filled channel. So that was like, YouTube was my hobby. I never intended to make any money doing it. It was just like a side hobby because I loved games. I was doing this improv commentary. Jeremy was using YouTube as a way to advertise his online business and get people to do like stuff. He was like, his mind is always about making the dollar. Like when I started on YouTube, it never was intended to make me $1. It was just a hobby, just to mess around, to F around. I didn't think I would ever do it for a job. Him, like this was always his thing. The moment he started making videos on YouTube, it's how to make money. It's interesting.
Among the hundreds of videos, while some would see this video as informative in how computer techs have access to users' personal information, others would, eventually, view this as Jeremy, per his specific example, advising predators on how not to get caught. For the time...
So, I mean, here's the thing. This was, what, 2008? I'm not sweeping for Jeremy here. I want you to understand this. This is very stupid what he did. He's basically trying to give advice, but he's giving advice to do something underhanded for something that should never be hidden. And you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I understand. He's like, oh, so you should be careful about what you have on your computer. Here's how you can hide it. But wait a minute. You're telling them to hide things that are blatantly illegal. Like, that's probably bad advice to do on the internet. The thing is, back then, no one thought that way. I want to make this abundantly clear. 2008 YouTube, no one was thinking, oh, this, you know, sweeping for child predators and things like that. It was just say and do whatever, make content, whatever. No one thought that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to do commentary that was over-the-top sexualized commentary, racial commentary. Back then, no one was offended. Today, if I were to do any of that content, people would be monstrously offended and like, oh my God, cancel this man, right? Or mass report him or whatever. But back then, again, what I want to say, no one thought that way. Like, he's probably thinking, I'm just attacking this from the tech side of things. But of course, years later, people are going to go back and find that old video and call him out on it, just like they go back and find my old commentary and call me out on it today too. You know, it's just, it's inevitable. It's going to happen.
Being this video was
Well, maybe you will see it. Maybe you'll get a little taste here.
Brandon's video
This is so, it's just so weird to be watching it because there's parallels. Like early on in my YouTube career, me and two of my friends made some custom Street Fighter joysticks together. We would buy the base joystick, buy better parts, take them apart, upgrade them with the better parts, put better art on them, and we would document the process and make videos of it. It's weird. There's like weird parallels here. The only difference is that with me, I never actually intended that this stuff would be like big money-making ventures. It was more hobbyist stuff. Well, it seems like with him, he is intending for that to eventually make him money.
of this sort, DVD is essentially getting a DVD for free. Unquote. This website, apparent from the lack of updates, was abandoned the same month it was erected. Jeremy, unrelenting, created yet another website.
So he is trying attempt after attempt to find a way to make money, and most of them don't work. And he just abandons it and he goes on to another one. Okay.
Marketing sheriff. As with Be Your Own IT and RC9.
And, well, I've decided that I'm going to do that. And I'm looking for a home there. And it's going to have a big yard, one that I can put RC track in.
For the time being, in early 2015, Jeremy set his sights on yet another project. Not a website or YouTube channel, but an app.
All right. I have to ask. It's the burning question everyone's asking right now, okay? Early Origins, he makes the IT channel. He sells it for $160,000, okay? Then he makes RC channels. Those don't make any money. They fail. He closes them. His website probably doesn't make any money. He closes it, okay? Oh, Magic the Gathering channel. It's doing all right. How does he have all this money? Where's the money coming from? I can attest, again, I had a channel around 2014, 2015 that was bringing in millions of views a month, all right? I made good money. His is like nowhere near as big as mine was. So where is the money coming from for all of this? Oh, I'm going to move now. With what money? For the record, I can also tell you something. When you're a YouTuber and you decide that you want to move and you want to buy a house, it's tough. The reason is you have to justify to a bank to give you a loan. You have to show them your history as a YouTuber, how much money your channel brings in, the fact that your channel isn't declining in views or losing revenue. You have to prove to them that you are a business that is not going to flop or fail overnight, and now you can't pay your mortgage that they just gave you, and then they have to foreclose on your house. So it's tough, to be honest with you. It's actually tough to do this kind of stuff. I know because I went through it myself in 2014 when I bought this place that I live in right now. So if he wasn't even as big as me at this time, where is all this money coming from? I bought a claw machine for my house, right? I have all this money to unpack Magic the Gathering cards. Oh, I'm going to move now to a bigger house with a big yard. With what money? You don't have a job outside of YouTube. Where is it coming from? That is the question that hits my head, because I remember the struggle I had at this point in my YouTube career. I'm moving across the country. I'm putting myself in tons of debt to do it. It was hard to get a mortgage. It was hard to get a mortgage because of the nature of my work. And, you know, it was a struggle. To him, it doesn't seem like there's much of a struggle. Like, he's doing Patreon and other things to just finance the website, to finance the channel, but it seems like he's good behind the scenes. So, you know, maybe he had a full-time job, but it doesn't say that at all anywhere along this way. You notice that? And that's a little confusing to me. Like, did he actually have a job all this time outside, and all this internet stuff was just his side job, his side hobby or whatever? It's confusing. Okay.
Patrons. Each month I'm going to host several giveaways where any patron will just, you know, win it from, even if you back for $1, you're eligible.
What is all that stuff? Like, for me, okay, I gave stuff away, but I never intended to make any money off of it whatsoever, the stuff that I gave away, okay? I would do these giveaways during the fall, the hardcore gaming season giveaway, and all you had to do was make a post on my forums. I didn't even care if you ever posted again. I wasn't trying to grow my forums. I didn't care how many people were on my forums. It was only the way that I could control it and make sure that it wasn't like fraudulent, that people were like gaming the system to get more entries and stuff like that. So that was it. And I gave stuff away for free. I never made a buck on giving anything away. In my way, in my head, the way I saw it was, people are already, out of the kindness of their heart, they're giving me their time. They're watching my content. My content is monetized. I am, having a good life as a result. So I'll give stuff back. And the stuff that I gave back was stuff I had already purchased to unbox for content. So for example, release day unboxing. I bought a collector's edition of a game. I unbox it. I show you the content that's in there to figure out if it's something that you would want. Okay. And then it would be my background. It would be in videos and stuff as decoration. And then later on, I would end up giving a lot of it away. So what I'm confused is, it seems like with him, everything is like, well, I'll give it away if you already, if you pay me, right? If you pledge to my Patreon, you have a chance to win this. If you engage this much, you have a chance to win this. So I guess I can understand. Is it grift? Because is he fooling you? I don't think he's outright fooling you. He's generating engagement and he's generating revenue in the hopes that you can get something after the fact. And I look at this terrible, not terrible, this tremendous amount of stuff that he's going to give away. And I look at this and I'm like, that's probably thousands of dollars right there we're staring at that he spent money on. This isn't freebies he got. He probably went and bought all this stuff, right? So for what reason? Was this content that he unboxed and made videos and it was profitable for him? I don't know, because I don't understand Magic the Gathering. If that's the case, I guess that makes sense. He already unboxed it. He's done with it. He doesn't have anything to do with it. So now he wants to give it away, I guess. I guess that's what we're getting at here. Not that he bought this stuff specifically to just give it away, right? This is stuff that he unboxed and reviewed and made content out of. But is it grift? I don't know. That doesn't, to me, I don't know. Does it sit right? It's a little underhanded, I would say. It's just like on X or any other social platform where they're like, chance to win. But what you have to do, you have to like, you have to follow, you have to retweet, you have to do this and that. Yeah, but you're farming engagement for yourself in the hopes that one person wins something, right? I don't like that. I've never done anything like that. I do find that kind of underhanded. It's not legal. There's nothing against any rules or terms of service doing that. But I've hated that kind of behavior. So I can understand why people look at this. They're like, well, this is grift because, you already scratched my back. One person has a chance to get something. He's claiming he's going to give away all of this stuff. So this is 100 people will each win something out of the 1,000 people that support him. I don't think this is that bad. I don't like the means, the exact way he's doing it, but I don't really think that this is that bad either. Like, people would look at this, but dirty, grifting. Yeah, but he is giving back to his community. It's people who like him, who are watching the content that apparently he's making with this. He wants to give it away. So I don't know if it's that bad, honestly, but let's keep going.
Jeremy explains how, approximately 30 times a day, he reaches into his pocket to make sure his Xanax is still there in case he has a panic attack.
So this is all bad. I know from experience, you're oversharing. It's too much information for the public. The public should not know anything about this kind of stuff. It's a huge bad idea to give this kind of information away. Even if it's true, if all of it's true and he has panic attacks and it's a result of his diet and drinking and caffeine and whatever it is, you don't share that at all with the internet. Now, I'm definitely someone who's done that in the past. I already talked about the gout thing and all of that. For like the last decade, I tried to make it a dedicated thing that I don't overshare with the internet anymore. That way, people can't use stuff against me. But this is the kind of stuff, like now they know, oh, he's on Xanax. Oh, he's got panic attacks. Oh, he's got this. This is 100% going to become fuel against him to be used in the future. Guarantee. So, thank you to Sunset for 500 kicks.
I've done a lot of things differently. I wish I was friendlier with other Magic YouTube channels. I wish YouTube ad revenue wasn't less now than it was a year ago.
Well, listen. I'm super guilty. I'm watching this and I'm feeling it. I'm super guilty. I did this pity shit all the time back in the day. 1,000,000%. Because I didn't have any other income besides YouTube ad revenue and I opened a Patreon. Okay. And that was it. That's all I had. Even though I live streamed, I wasn't an interactive live streamer like I am today. I had no contributions coming in. So because of that, I was completely reliant on ad revenue. And so I would literally all the time be like, oh, well, ad revenue's down, guys. You know, it sucks. What can you do? But hey, if you pledge to my Patreon today, or you up your Patreon pledge, or you do this could help me out. 100%, I admit to doing this, okay? I'm guilty of it, just like him. I used to do this shit. It was a different time. It was before I discovered interactive live streaming, how much better it is to have a social aspect where you interact with your audience and stuff like that. I'll take the blame, all right? I fess up. I used to do this shit too. So I see it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of despicable. Yeah, and I used to do it too. You know?
Walkers needing their own bathroom. Jeremy.
So I guess, now, this is me coming from an outsider perspective where I don't really understand everything. What people, I believe, say is that this is him drunk tweeting. That he gets drunk, he tweets this kind of controversial, offensive stuff out. People call him out on it. Oh, I got to delete it all. He deletes it all. But then they archive it. And then they present it later as, look at how this guy really is when he's drunk, which is kind of like, I guess what they're saying is, when he's drunk, he really lets his real self out. Right? I guess, like, the mask gets removed or whatever. Right? So I think that's what they're getting at here. So this is the background to show that he used to do this in the Magic community. It's not just him doing it with politics and culture wars. He used to do this stuff even in the Magic community 10 plus years ago. Okay. I think I'm seeing where this is going now. I just got a $3 tip. Listen to this. Hey, brother, it's Jared. I'm still in prison. I saw you mention me earlier in the video. Why don't you write me back soon so we can communicate directly? Take care, pal. Jared Fogle from prison, everyone. Thanks for $3. It's awesome. It's amazing they let you send PayPal contributions out of when you're in prison. That's something interesting. Maybe he's going to make the quartering. Well, I guess he wasn't even the quartering yet, right? If the internet is going to make Jeremy a villain and there's nothing he can really do about it, then he's just going to say, to hell with it. I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to completely become this devil-like character, and I'm going to try to benefit from it. So in this case, Magic the Gathering has already kind of thrown him away. The community has already ostracized him for his comments that he said in Twitter posts and Reddit. So now he's, well, forget it. I'm going to go all in then. If you really are going to hate on me anyway, and now even, you know, Wizards of the Coast are going to say, oh, we sent you stuff by accident. That guy's a jerk or whatever. That's it. Like, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not that he's obsessed, but he's actually trying to do the most extreme thing on purpose to piss everyone off and get attention for himself, since everyone was just so determined to villainize him. Does that make sense? I'm not saying this is a good idea by any means whatsoever. Okay? But I'm just saying maybe that's what actually happened here. He's decided to become the embodiment of what people were already categorizing him and making him out to be. Since you want a villain, I'll be the villain you want. I'll give it to you. And by the way, I'm going to try to benefit from it along the way. Now, what I'm curious here, hold on. What I'm curious about this here is, did he benefit from it? Was he getting big rallying of new supporters? Was he getting tons of support on his Patreon? Were people subscribing to his channels and watching him in droves? Or was the whole internet kind of pointing at him and laughing and saying, what the hell are you doing? Are you crazy? Because that's really not what's being explained here. We're not seeing that side of it yet. Skull emoji, thank you for 50 kicks. Actually, not skull emoji. Suku, thank you for another 50 kicks. Sorry. It's the skull emoji. Said the wrong thing. Okay.